And I'm not talking about the color, even though this is also the color orange. You see, in the English language, some words can have different meanings. Have you, for example, heard about the word to? Well, have you?
Yes.
Did you know that to can have no less than 3 different meanings? Did you know that? Are you aware of this phenomenon? I don't suppose you know about this in Sweden, but it is such that 2 can mean the number 2, which is, I guess from your point of view, like that, right? Clever, clever. It can also mean 2, as in, I give this orange to you. It can also mean 2, I will eat this comb and I will eat this orange too. You see? Several words, some words can have more than one meaning. Right, kids? Yes. This is not an orange, it's a tangerine, but the orange and the tangerine are actually related to each other. Just like me and that crazy guy who killed all those people. Yeah. Poor Jack. Anyways, are you aware that the orange, this is not an orange, it's tangerine, related, like I told you before, they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the African-American-British Orange War. I suppose you haven't heard about that in your schools, right? You probably think that, oh, Sweden was no part of the African-American-British-Swedish Orange War. They were. They really were. As always. You see, the orange is a fruit that originates in the British colonies in Africa. Yes, before we had airplanes and automobiles and such, we had to actually go there by boat. We could also swim to the African colonies, all around the globe to the African colonies. And we took these little fruits and the primitive people in Africa, they actually ate the oranges with the outside still intact. We normally desecrate the fruit like this. You see? We remove its shell thing and then we can eat it. But they didn't know that. So they ate there's juice in the fruit, and when you do it like this, it will drop. Can you see that? Yes. Anyway, they didn't know that you were supposed to remove this orange thing from the orange. This is not an orange, it's tangerine, but they're related. So they ate it whole like this. Oh, what's that? You see what happens? Can you see this? Juice all over your body. And it's not very pleasant. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. So what happened was that the British people, they swam to the ocean in their swimming mobiles, and they reached the shore of Africa, which was already a colony, of course. It's always been a British colony, and they met these little black people, and they said, "Hello, we come with greetings from the Queen of England." And they said to them that the Queen of England wanted some oranges for her big birthday party, and the Africans replied something like, "Ooga looga, boog boog." Of course, they hadn't learned the civilized language yet. They could only speak in animal language. They spoke to the animals as if they were one of them. actually terrifying to watch. I've been there and seen how they behave. It's not very pleasant at all. So the oranges still on the trees, and some of them in the food places of the uncivilized people were eating them like this. Oogaloo, obo gobo. Do you want an orange? That means in Afrikaan. And they gave it to each other, and you know, like I told you, I'm not going to show you once again. And what happened was, to make a long story very short, as you can see, I have to sum it up quite quickly. Otherwise you might cut something out when you air this, would you? You wouldn't cut in the middle of a sentence, would you? No, of course not. Well, of course, what happens? The brave and noble Britons, they took their equipment and they chopped down the trees with oranges, put them on the boat back to England. They left some for the people in Africa, of course, because they felt pity for them. They also took some African people with them, so that they could stay and be happy in the civilized world and help out in the kitchen and so on and so forth. But the oranges was a delicacy in that time. It was something very extraordinary, something very exotic. And at first, I mean, of course, no one tried to eat them without peeling them first, of course, because every intelligent person knows that that's something you do. But what they did was they actually... Well, do you know the answer to this question? Do you? Oh well, do you? Do you? No, I can see from your stupid expression that you don't. Well, it was used for cooking and baking and such, and it was a delicacy. It was something that was a part of the meal that everyone in the big halls, usually rich people, looked forward to. We said, was in the program for the evening. We have an elephant, we have a giraffe, and we have a couple of oranges. And the oranges was always the thing that they wanted to eat first before they ate the elephant or the giraffe. Yes, that's it.